viewers, welcome to another game with Casual Pro Gamer. Today we have a QXC as the Terran player in the top left against Puck in the top right as our Protoss player. And this is game number 2 of a best of 3. So this may actually be the last game. It may also be the middle game, but well, we'll have to see about that. So I'm not going to spoil who is actually ahead because, well, some of you don't really watch them in order, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. And if game number 3 is not played, I'm going to put another game instead of that. Well, not another game. I'm going to make it an anti-spoiler video to make sure that, well, nobody gets spoiled by the results. Anyway. We have the standard pylon coming up, and of course the supply depot at the ramp. Let's see if he builds a supply depot, or sorry, a barracks or another command center. Because obviously both tactics are viable. This is a 4-player map. They don't know where the opponent is spawning, which means that it is kind of risky. But yeah, well, you're playing against Protoss, so yeah, how much risk can there really be? He is, however, going for the safe approach and going for the barracks. Obviously, if one of the probes comes in to scout you, you can see it and you can always react to that. But for now, we are building barracks first into scouts and, well, then command center, obviously. Because you do want to make that expansion. And we are going to go, well, gateway, obviously, with pylon. And, well, just stacking up on those probes. Because continuing the probe production is so important. Cybernetics core coming up, which means that we are going to go warp gates soon. And with the, well, with the gateway that we have, we can obviously produce either a zealot right now, which is not the case it seems, or either a sentry or a stalker later, once the cybernetics core is completed. We do have 2 assimilators coming up, which is kind of interesting, whereas there is only 1 refinery, and that one is for the Reaper. So he's going to build some Reapers just to annoy his opponent. He does know where his opponent is by now. And let's see what he actually plans to do about that. Because obviously, once the Stalker is out, or even the Mothership Core, which is not coming out at the moment, but if one of the 2 is out, that Stalker is going to be completely useless, and yeah, therefore, it's not really a good investment to build multiples. But yeah, the one Reaper can actually do quite a lot. It can scout around, it can actually harass the probes up until the point where there's a Stalker, because Stalkers are just way too powerful against it. And it can, even in the later stage of the game, which is, well, once there's an army even over here, it can still scout around for extra bases and things like that. Although, well, you can also use just a normal SCV for that, because, well, you have plenty of SCVs anyway. So we are going to get some Marines out. Factory is coming up, command center is coming up. Well, I didn't expect his factory to come up this quickly, but, well, the command center I did expect, because obviously you want that command center as soon as possible. Same goes for this Nexus. You want that as soon as possible to get the maximum out of your farming rate and to get your maximum amount of resources. As you can see, something was being built here, but it did get scouted, and that is why that Reaper is so good. I don't know why he's still just scouting around. I think this was an attempt at 2 gateways next to the opponent's base, but yeah, with warp gates you don't really need those gateways. You can just put them in your own base. Oh, he wanted to go Dark Templar, but with the pylon still here, he can actually morph in Dark Templar right next to the opponent's base. Well, it's not right next to it, but it's pretty close. And yeah, he's not going to mind that those 2 barracks are gone, so gateways are gone. However, he doesn't have a lot of gateways to begin with. He does now have the Twilight Council up, so let's see if he actually goes for that Dark Shrine. 2nd gateway coming up, well, 3rd, I guess. And well, he is defending his entrance against that pesky little little scout, because obviously you don't want things to be scouted this early on. And we do have a little bit of an army coming up, and especially these guys are so annoying. Widow Mines do extra damage against shields. For those of you who missed the updates, well, you kind of would have had to miss like 16 updates. But yeah, they didn't used to do that, but now they one-shot the Stalkers, and that is just awesome sauce for a Terran player, obviously. Not so much for the guy who owns the Stalkers. But yeah, the Widow Mines, of course, always good in virtually any matchup. It is just that Zerg, for example, has an easy detection against that, because the Overseers are really easy to get. And, well, the Terrans have the scan, so this would be the matchup where it's best. And wow, quite a lot of damage done. I don't know how many workers he actually got, only one worker killed. And we are going to march back with the one Stalker. He is, however, taking out the pylon. Yes, the pylon does go down. And yeah, of course, the Stalker also goes down. He still has some units up, and he's morphing in now. Are they going to be... Oh, it's stealth units. And this is exactly the way that's supposed to work. He is going to take out all of these Marines. And yeah, bye-bye. That is not going to work out for our Terran player. However, wow, the Widow Mine still got a kill there. I don't know on what, but it's all good. I think it just shot at the building and just splashed on something else. I don't know. Oh! No! That went worse than it could have been. Of course, the splash doesn't really do that much, but it's still pretty crappy to have. And yep, there we go. I don't know how he took that out now, because oh no, I didn't see it, but there is an observer out. Okay, yeah, the observer came out in time, and he's going to try to take out this one as well, because obviously those things are so annoying. That's why they're so good. So yeah, we do have all kinds of invisible units. Obviously the Terran player doesn't really mind, because yeah, he now has a missile turret, several missile turrets in fact, with a Widow Mine and a Reaper. And then he always has the scans, but yeah, you don't want to use the scans normally, because, well, you get a mule for every scan that you use, so it's way cheaper to build a missile turret. Obviously, it's not as good, because it's not as mobile, but still, getting the extra minerals is just, yeah, it's valuable. It's really valuable, in fact. So sticking around with that observer. Observer is going to scout this now. And he's going to have to retreat with his units. Where are they going? They are going forward. And yeah, they're all going in here, even though he didn't need all of them. And what does he have to get this? Oh, it's only one guy then. One guy is good enough, however. Takes out 2 Marines and immediately retreats. So yeah, we do have the Widow Mine that is still sitting there. The Widow Mine immediately getting taken out once the observer arrives. And there's the Archon. Archon's coming in, and this time no High Templar, but well, Dark Templar instead. And we are going to build another Nexus. The one Marine that's scouting around actually sees this and says, well, yeah, I'm going to shoot at it just to let you know that it got scouted. And the Marine actually takes out the one probe that was sitting there. So the base gets cancelled. That means no expansion, even though he wanted to, but it's just too risky. It's too hard to hold that base. And we're going to have to, if you hear like high-pitched sound, that's my cat scratching something. I will have to do something about that after this game, but I'll probably throw her out of the room. But anyway, we are going in here with a pretty decent army, and look at the amount of Marauders in there. The Marauders are so good against, well, most of the Protoss units, But obviously the Marines are still your bread and butter. They are still the units that do the most damage normally, and I think he underspent on the Marines here and overspent a little bit on the Marauders. Because with this many like light units, it is so hard to do anything with these Marauders, because they don't do extra damage. They do, well, half damage to light units or double damage to armored units, however you want to see that. But yeah, it is kind of sucky that way. The Immortal, of course, does quite a bit of damage. It does 50 damage against armored units, and that is such a huge amount because, well, Marauders are armored, so they take 3 shots and then they die. And yeah, well, that is pretty decent. And obviously Marauders only do 10 damage against the Immortals. So the Immortals, yeah, they're good against the Marauders, but they are so expensive. So let's see if we can actually make this work. The Marauders, of course, they are kind of not very good against the Zealots, and the Zealots do not have charge. Oh, they do have charge. Okay, they do have charge. Yeah, it seems they were in range, but apparently not. And of course, yeah, too many Marauders means that it is going to be very, very hard to do anything against this. We do have Dark Templar roaming the map now. I'm not sure what he wants to do with those. The pylon's coming up, or the pylon well, a new pylon is coming up. And the pylon is right next to the enemy base. He's hoping to get some damage done with a warped-in army there. But first of all, he needs to defend his base. And here we go. What do we have? We have Zealots only. And, well, he is creating a pretty decent army. So there's that. At least it's not too bad. Yeah, the Colossus coming in. Really expecting attack switch from his opponent. Expecting to face a lot of Marines later on. Because obviously the Immortals are the ones that you want against the Marauders. Because as I showed, 50 damage, yeah, that is a huge amount. And of course the Archons, yeah, they can't really range. They're not that good ranged. So you want either the Colossi, or you want to have the Stalkers. The Stalkers are, yeah, not too good against the Marauders, especially in this number, because, well, they're just not that good. Anyhow, yeah, as you can see, even the Zealots die pretty quickly, because, well, there are so many units here, and it is going to be so hard to go up against this, because, well, they keep healing and they keep replenishing the amount of units. So many Zealots die there, and yeah, he's not going to be able to do too much damage. He needs something AoE-ish. Well, what he needs is, of course, a slow field on top of this army so that it can't run away like that. Because Stimpack gives them so much speed. And here we go. Oh, nice wall off. And yeah, now he loses about half the army. However, there are also quite a few of the Protoss units that died there. And are we going to be able to hold this off then? Nope, nope, nope. The probes are actually pulled off the line. The Terran units, however, do get pushed back eventually. The Immortals are still alive. The Colossus is still alive. In fact, the Colossus is full health, and one of the Immortals got sniped there because it was out of shields. And once you're out of shields as an Immortal, yeah, you're kind of a sucky unit. So, yeah, more units coming in. And, the Protoss desperately trying to hang on here. He does have a few units warping in here. It's not going to be enough to do anything, I have to feel. And another base goes down. Well, not another base. It is the first base that goes down. But still, it is a base going down. A new command center being built right next to the entry or the exit line of his army, so that he can protect it with his reinforcements if someone comes in. And that, of course, is smart play. So he doesn't even need to do anything. He just needs to run his army next to his command center automatically, because the reinforcements automatically go there. And then, yeah, that is all automatic defense. So a bunker here defending this, and he is going to build a missile turret. And there is the Dark Templar, but the Dark Templar realizes, well, yeah, I'm not going to do anything here. He retreats. So in the meantime, front of the base still under attack. Lots of attacks going off, and finally he does get all of these big units destroyed. Oh, one more Immortal. The Immortal is still alive. It is out of shield, so it can be sniped really easily. However, there are some zealots and such to protect it, or, well, that are going to try to protect it at least. So many medevacs. Yeah, really nothing to shoot down the medevacs, because medevacs obviously have that speed boost, and that gets him out of trouble most of the time. As you can see, it is kind of a, well, yeah, a Terran dominated match today, or game I should say. The game really is going towards the Terran here. The Terran really doing a good job of getting his units in there. The shields have regenerated, but it is not good enough. He GG's out of this, simply because the Terran had too much army. He couldn't expand. The expansion just didn't want to go up. Well, it did want to go up, but then it got taken down immediately. And yeah, so many probes that are out of work. This is mined out, and this is mined out. And obviously, I didn't pay attention to that, or, well, didn't draw your attention to that. But yeah, you know how it is. Can't keep track of everything on the screen. You know that at this point it will probably be mined out. And of course our Terran player does have two bases up. Well, one, and this one he just produced over here. So very nicely played. Very aggressive style Terran play, I guess. And yeah, that makes the score 1-1. So game number 3 is actually about to be played. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.